LeetCode Simplified, where we simplify coding problems and breaking them into simple steps. Today, we're solving LeetCode 14, Longest Common Prefix. It's a classic string problem that often shows up in interviews. We're given a list of strings, and we need to find the longest common prefix amongst them. If there are no common prefix, we return an empty string. For example, this list of strings, the common prefix among all of them is FL. FL is a start with right here. FL also start with right here. FL also start in this string. So FL is the longest common prefix amongst all the three strings. This list of strings has no common prefix. They start with D, they start with R, they start with C. So it have no common prefix to start with. Return an empty string. Here are the steps. If the list is not empty, we assume the first string as the prefix and check if all the strings start with it. If not, shorten the prefix and try again until all the strings in the list start with that final prefix. At this point, the final prefix is the longest common prefix of all the strings in the list. At any time while we performing the process of shortening the prefix and the prefix become empty, then we terminate the process immediately and say no common prefix. Let's go through the below example step by step. First of all, we're going to assume the first string is the prefix. Flower is our prefix now, and we're going to use it to test against each and every string in the list. Okay, let's test it with the first string, flow. Does flow start with flower? No. So we chop the last character from the prefix and try again. Does flow start with flowy? No. Then we go to the prefix and chop the last character from the prefix and try again. String flow start with the prefix flow? Yes. At this time, we move on to the next string and test it with the prefix. Currently, right now, is flow. The string fly start with flow? No. Then we chop the last character from the prefix and try it. Does fly start with flow? No. Chop the last character from the prefix and now test it with fly. Does fly start with the prefix FL? Yes. Go to the next one, but we have no more string to test. The current prefix right now is FL, and that will be the common prefix amongst all the three strings. Now take a look at this example. First, we assume the first string is the prefix, and we're going to save it into the variable called prefix. So dog is our prefix right now, and we use dog to test against each and every strings in the list and shorten the prefix accordingly. Okay, let's test it with the first string, race car. Does race car start with dog? No. Okay, how about this one? Does race car start with do? No. Then how about this one? Does race car start with D? No, there's no D in here. Chop. In every step, we always check. After we chop the last character, we always check if the prefix is empty. So currently it is. The prefix right now is empty. So we immediately terminate the loop and return the empty string. Okay, now let's walk through the actual code together in Python. First thing first, check if the list is empty, return empty string. Get the first strings at position 0, index 0, and we assume that is the answer, prefix. Test this against all the strings in the list. We will scan through every other string in the list, starting from the second one. If the current string not start with the prefix, we will chop the last character from the prefix and test again. Chop the last character. And if we want to do it again, why is the string not starting with the prefix? If that is still not empty, and if it's empty, we end the loop and return the empty string. At the very end, we return the final comment among all the string in the list. Okay, now let's submit it. Voila, accepted. And that's it for today. We use a simple while loop and a few string comparisons get the job done. We assume the first string is the prefix, and we keep trimming it down until it's common amongst all the other strings. This algorithm is clean and easy to follow. Avoid any complex comparison. And that's it for today for the longest common prefix problem. If this helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to LeetCode Simplified for more beginner-friendly tutorials like this. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep practicing.